Welcome to the 9-episode Capital TV Midweek Update. My name is JC from TradersTruthReview.com. As usual in our midweek show, this week we have a metaphor for the audience who is watching now in this program. Can you see the action of the person here? Is he nursing a plant for his future, or is he planting to sell for quick profit? What do you think? Think of all the action that all great traders and investors do when investing. If you do know what he is doing here, give me the metaphor for this picture. Can you tell me the answer? If so, send your answers to jccapitaltv@gmail.com and I have the prize for the right answer. For our midweek FBM KLCI Market Outlook, here's the midweek market update. Last week, the KLCI tested the last year high closing on the 31st of December 2013 at 1866 and tried to close it higher. It failed as profit taking begins to take place. In volume spread analysis, the first test to the old high, which is you will see to the left side of the screen, is always deemed as to flush out the seller. Strong emphasis here, flush out. After making this upthrust here, right, denoted by the character UT, the market simply reversed its uptrend for a shorter mid-term downtrend. Do remember that medium-term trend is up, denoted by this thick blue line here, while the shorter trend shown here, denoted by the gray line, is a shorter downtrend. The trend of the market is all in this chart. Now this week, the KLCI has broken the 1850, 1845 level here, which means the market is looking very directional. Moving sideways with a bias to the downside, denoted by this gray line here, right? There is a support at 1840, 1830. In the longer term trend, at this level, VSA trader should look for SOS. What is SOS? SOS is a sign of strength. It's a situation where supply overcomes demand and where buyers will know present to support at this 1860, 1850 level. The good news is that the green bullish zone shown below here is pointing upwards and is in the mid stages trend of the bullish uptrend. Pay attention when this zone begins to turn to red, indicating bearish market to come. Yes, you heard it from and see it first at Capital Midweek Update with JC for our KLCI foreign fund net flow. In our slide, TradersTruthReview.com, we notice the blue line here, right, is turning sideways. The stronger net buying by foreign funds begin to dilute and replaced by just nibbling less than 60 million ringgit over the last 4 to 5 days. Is this a sign that foreign funds are about to leave the country? Many times it may not be, as they could just be buying less, waiting for more positive news from the US market and European zone. The Malaysian economy remained robust, and the recent Bank Negara Annual Report 2013 release reconfirmed many foreign funds that Malaysia is the emerging market to be fully invested. For those who are new, the blue line that you see here, right, is the daily buying of selling of foreign funds, while the red line here is the accumulation of the 5-day, and it's important to see the trend of the buying now. In the top up insert, you will notice last week, foreign funds flow were green, turning upwards and continuing to buy. However, this week, it is just staying above positive zone here. Next week, we should see continued buying by foreigners. You hear it first from JC, TradersTruthReview.com. Now, the stock to watch for our midweek is definitely Parkson, with the stock code Bursa Malaysia 5657. Parkson is a household name in Malaysia, Singapore, and the last several years has expanded to Vietnam and China. Its operational retail outlet is one of the biggest in mainland China. Parkson has 38 stores in Malaysia and 58 stores in China, together with 8 stores in Vietnam. Parkson has big plans and plan to be the biggest retailer store in Asia, fending off competitors from the West like Debenham and Japanese retailer like Isetan. It will be a close fight. Right now, Parkson is a play on the Chinese stock market recovery as the Shanghai Composite Index has been beaten down due to the slowing economic engine growth and prevailing property votes. If you wish to see it from this chart here, we can see Parkson is making a nice recovery, moving from accumulation stages to a markup stages in the volume spread analysis. Pay notice to the 200-day moving average denoted by this red line, which is at 3 ringgit 35 cents. Who knows, when we review this stock next week, we will be up here. Right? As you can see from volume spread analysis chart, we are seeing many green arrows. One here, and here. And looking at the trend line, shorter term and the longer term, this is pointing to the upside. You cannot see it in this chart, but probably on the left side, we have a nice saucer pattern, and that's a bullish indication, and we are noticing many up movement in tandem with the Chinese stock market. How high can Parkson goes? There's an old high in the left of this chart, but not shown here, right? But indicating around 3 ringgit 50 cent and 3 ringgit 80 cent. A possible 16% gain from here if you are lucky, right? The PE for Parkson is 18 times and the return of equity is about 8 to 9%. But the dividend yield is slightly around 2 to 3%. Nothing fancy, but just reasonable, as I might say it. You can get it all from the site traderstruthreview.com. Now we turn to our attention to our last week review stock watch, which is UEM Sunrise stock code 5148. The market continued to march upwards. If you can see in the small insert at the bottom right, the trend is pointing up. This is certainly healthy, as we'll see more upside to come, denoted again by the down arrow key. As always, have a stop loss as there's no certainty in the market. And now for the message, for the Capital Midweek message of the day is from the famous VSA guru, Tom Williams. To understand what the volume is saying to you, you have to ask yourself again, what has the price done on this volume? You must look at the volume as if volume is what the wind to the sail of the yacht. Has the market much higher due to higher volume or lower volume? Now remember, market is dominated by this fundamental law. If demand overcomes supply, you have upward movement of price. If the supply is plentiful, then you have the downward pressure on price. Know the current demand and supply for your stock. Now remember the phrase, no one cares more about your money than yourself. Let Capital TV be the market expert. Inspire your success for tomorrow. That's all the time that we have. And thank you for joining us. We will review the stock watch Parkson next week, same time, same place. Now remember to send me your reply if you know what is this metaphor to jccapitaltv@gmail.com that you see here. My name is JC and my website is traderstruthreview.com.